Hi everybody, this is Josh from Wichita Habitat for Humanity, and today I'm going to show you how to install what we call luxury vinyl tile. This is a floating floor that will go normally in the living room and hallway of the Habitat houses. So let's begin. The first thing you want to do is clean the floor. Use a brush to remove any debris. That can include dust, dirt, particles, and building materials. And finally, you're going to mop the floor to remove any particles that are still left on there. Okay, so now we have the floor cleaned and ready to install the LVT, the luxury vinyl tile. Let's take a look at these planks first. You'll notice that they have two tabs on two of the sides that are larger, and then a smaller tab on the back side here. Okay, this will slip in right over there to that one, like that, when we get them hooked up. This little tab is for that purpose. So let's get started. The first step is to place the first plank against the wall, usually in the left-hand corner. And if you notice, we have these clips here which will prevent the first plank from going in underneath the sheetrock. These spacers along each wall are used to maintain an expansion gap of 1/4 inch to 1/8 of an inch. You notice that the tab, the side with the long tab, is facing outward, and the short tab side is facing the sheetrock. The maximum 1/4 inch gap between the floor planking and the drywall will ensure that when trim molding is placed on to the top, there will not be a gap showing. Continue installing the first row of planks along the wall. When you are installing the second and successive rows, you want to attach the ends of the first plank to the second plank by lifting the second plank and inserting the tongue on the short side into the groove of the first plank and lowering it into place. Make sure that you line up the edges and corners carefully. Many times when you insert the two planks together, you'll hear a snap that indicates that they have engaged the tabs on the planks. You want to continue along the wall, installing the planks until you reach the last full plank, connecting each plank in the manner that I've just described. I have found it easier to install the rows of planks in a stair-step pattern, starting with the first row and then positioning the second row either a half a plank backwards or forwards compared to the first row, and then offsetting the other third row the same way. Some people also like to do it in a random pattern so that the edges, the short sides of these planks, do not line up with each other. Once you have finished installing planking across the floor, you will eventually come to a wall where a full piece of planking will not fit. So you're going to have to cut it. Here's what you do. If you notice, the wide or thick tab on this side normally goes outward and the thin one goes inward. So all you have to do is turn the planking around so that the thick tab is facing backwards. Place that against the sheetrock, okay, and then make a mark over here on there with a pencil, and you can even use a speed square to make the mark. Draw a line on the tile. There are several tools available for you to cut the planking. The first is a utility blade, utility knife, and this is the least expensive. Okay, and you can use that in conjunction with a speed square or a straight edge. The other tool that you can use is a tile cutter. You can usually find these in hardware and box stores, and you can usually rent them. So the way you cut this is you place the floor planking into the tile cutter up to the line that you have, and then all you have to do is lower the lever and cut the tile, and you now have a nice sheet of planking that you can use, and it should fit directly into your flooring. To install your cut piece, you're going to place the plank with the cut end towards the sheetrock. You're going to lift your short end here and engage the tab there, and then engage this tab over here, and it fits, and it leaves the 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch expansion gap that will later be covered by your trim molding. So those are the basic steps in installing luxury vinyl tile. So let's go over the major points. First, you want to plan ahead. Do a dry layout, make sure everything looks good before installing. Clean the surfaces before you install the planking. And make sure you do some accurate measurements. Measure a couple of times if you need to. Make sure those cuts are accurate so you don't waste material. And finally, have fun doing it. This is Josh. I'm a Corps volunteer with Wichita Habitat for Humanity. If you're interested in becoming a Corps volunteer with us, please give the office a call on the telephone or contact them by email. Thanks, and have a great day.